Hello, welcome to Sable. This screen had some really nice music playing when I started it. I was kind of hoping it would keep playing. Now we just have our ambiance. Apparently there's a lot of exploration in this game, and depending on what you explore can be how long, or can affect how long the game actually is. That's about what I've heard from whatever podcast I was listening to. Damn, that's pretty. Damn, that's pretty. Is that a crab? No, it's a bug. Oh. Her movement animation is like a different frame rate to the actual game. Chunky. Yeah, okay. Do have a jump button at least. Okay. She climbs with relative ease. Nice. Oh, it's free climbing. Okay. Like Assassin's Creed or Breath of the Wild. Well, I guess I should figure out if there's actually full damage in this game. Doesn't look like it. There is a stamina meter there. That's a nice stamina meter. Nice minimalist. Like, doesn't get in the way of how pretty this is. I can feel Jadis smiling behind her mask, just as I know she can feel the teeth-bearing little grimace behind mine. I'm nervous, and she's softly, sweetly amused. In her eyes, I probably have very little to worry about. You know you have nothing to worry about, don't you, Sable? I'm not worried. I tell her I'm not worried at all, and it's possibly the least convincing I've ever been. You can say that, my love. But I do know how you are. You're going to be nervous until you've started, and then you'll act like you've been doing it your whole life. Remember the first time you rode a bike? You wouldn't even let me put you on the seat. You were so afraid. Your hands were like little claws gripping onto me. I feel the memory in my fingers. But then I promised you it was going to be alright. I told you how much I had loved riding my bike as a young woman, and how wonderful the wind felt through fabric. Suddenly there you were. You sat down, you leaned forward, and you put those little grasping claws on the handles, and you were off. And I remember thinking, just watching you tear over the sand. Look at her, she can do whatever she wants. Guardy reaches out and places a hand on the edge of my mask. And you can, Sable. I take a breath. I think I'm ready. I thank Jetty for the encouragement and tell her with a nod that I think I'm ready. I know you are, so let's get started. You need to talk to Halal and Dress. Dress should already have made the arrangements for your bike, and Halal will share something, well, let's say, as useful as it is fun, I think I might suspect what Jetty's saying, but I stay quiet. After that, I suppose we'll see you off. Tell Jetty I'll be back soon. Sable, don't go planning your return before you've even left. Take all the time you need. It's a big decision you're making out there. I tell her that's why I'm so eager to make it. To choose well and quickly so I don't go too far down the wrong path. Whatever you decide, you do so with my blessing. But don't try using me as an excuse to come home early, eh? She knows me. Now go speak with Halal. I'll be there to see you off. And speak to Driss as well. I've told him to arrange your bike with Cizo, but you know how he is. I have something to give you, a compass to guide you on your journey. The same one I used on my gliding, an artifact you might say. I take the device in my palm. In fact, it fits naturally there, perfectly weighted and crafted. Each component slides together with incredible, satisfying precision. Thank you. Okay. That's not X. Nope, that's not what I'm after. Okay, it assumes I'm using an Xbox controller. As she looks out across the landscape, Ziki's shoulders sag a little. I wonder what she's thinking about. Something on your mind? Ziki's voice is weakly incredulous. I don't know how she's done it. It's Ilaria over there. I follow her gaze to a little speck in the distance, which I now understand is her daughter Ilaria. Does she need help? Ziki shakes her head. No, she's fine. I'll get her. She shrugs. Parenting. I suppose I'll know more about that when I'm older. Hehehe. I'm good at platforming. Hey Ilaria. Wrong X. I love climbing. Same. Oh, as long as there's no full damage, kid. This is a big old tower. Hell yeah. But money? Money? Cizo looks busy. I should leave her to it. No, full damage. Woo! that? It's a little wiggly thing. Chum egg? Chum egg, offered up by chums. When planting themselves into the ground, perfectly smooth and hard as a rock, these eggs seem to float with how light they are. It must be a good place to deliver these. Chum. Egg. The chummies. As I approach Halal, they give an enthusiastic wave. I've always appreciated Halal's verve and vigour, and on a day like this I'm ready to match it, with a touch of nerves for balance. Sable, take this. Halal hands me a small round stone. It nestles into my palm. I feel a warmth not borrowed from Halal's hands, but emanating from within. I run my thumb over it, and find it softly electric, like static on cloth. What is it? I try to sound less confused than I am, but I ask Halal what this is. Oh, Sable, you can't leave without it. What I've just given you is a gliding stone. What do you feel? I tell Halal that I feel electricity. Then you're doing it right. What you feel in that stone is openness. I look at the stone. It seems quite closed. Gliding stones are vessels for the perpetual. They suck up its power like little sponges and hold it there for you to channel. Right now it's empty, or dormant, and waiting for you to fill it up. Ask how I can do this. Take it to the temple ruins at the edge of the canyon. You'll be able to activate it there. Halal claps their hands twice and bobs a little. I appreciate their good mood in a time like this. Come back to me once that's done. I want to hear all about it. As I'm about to leave, Halal stops me. Oh, you haven't gotten your bike yet, have you? It's a bit of a trek to the temple. Go see Driss. He was meant to get that ready for you, yes? I remember Jadi's words now, and tell Halal I'll go and see Driss. Looks like a wooden ship. Though I've told myself not to be too eager, it's all I can do not to race up to Driss. Driss is the camp manager. He's been difficult to get a hold of lately, but now I strongly suspect that he's been working on my bike in secret. Perhaps it's extra beautiful or has some custom feature. What will its name be, I wonder? How fast will it go? Will my legs feel sore, or will I get used to it? Driss turns with a bit of a start. Sable, hello. Hello, how are you today? I asked Driss how he is. I'm well. I let it hang there a moment. But I can't do it. I'm too keen. And the words spill out. I asked Driss if he might, sort of, possibly, maybe have a bike for me. Your bike! He yells it as if it's an idea he's just had. Your bike, yes, of course, right, yes, your bike. That I was meant to, that I prepared for you, because today is your... gliding, yes. Driss nods along with me. Yes, of course, right, yes, I do have that. My blood runs cold. Has he forgotten? By which I mean I arranged it for you in a, well, it's sort of a tutorial for you. A tutorial? Yes, exactly, a learning experience. You see, Sable, before one can ride their own bike, they must prove that they can ride a bike by taking a test ride on a different bike. I think about it and find I've never heard of that part of the gliding, but Driss does seem earnest, sort of. Instead of worrying about your bike, I'd like you to try this bike as a test. Driss gestures to the sand cutter at his side. It's quite old and a little shabby, a tester if ever I've seen one. What's the bike's name though? Driss seems scandalized. It's a bit personal, don't you think? Just sandcutter will do for now. Youngsters these days, always asking questions. Now, ride the bike through the ring and back. And here's some advice for you, my young glider. Don't fall off. Don't lose your bike. When you're not riding it, your hover bike will appear as a blue icon on your compass. Okay, let's see. So, strafe. Oh, wow. This is slow as shit. Meow. Oh yeah, this is a junky piece of crap. We'll just get off that one. I return to Driss, who somehow manages to seem caught off guard despite knowing I was coming. Sable, congratulations. How was your first pre-glide ride? Any strange rattles, unexplained hissing, small fires? What do you mean fires? Well, you would notice if you were on fire, even a little bit. Is that a possibility? Well, obviously it didn't happen, so I think we're fine. Driss, is this bike dangerous? Well, it doesn't finish. Have you already been by Halal? Oh right, I'd nearly forgotten about Halal. Thanks to Driss for the reminder. Or at least nudging him a little about the bike, I asked him if I'll still be getting one. Oh, you're getting used to this sandcutter, that's something, eh? You can borrow it to run your little errands. My little errands? And Halal's got something to show you too. Help you out with more of that mobility you're after. With my confidence in this exercise only lightly tarnished, I thank Driss very much for his help and his bike. And I depart for Halal. I did say go to the ruins. I think we can just borrow this one. It's a long trip though. Kind of slow. Oh. Do 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 do. There's a boat over there. Like a wooden boat as well. Hey, what the hell's that? It's like floating in the sky. And some more ruins over there as well. This seems to be the one. Ah. I feel like if I ever played Breath of the Wild, I can see myself getting frustrated with stamina already. But yeah, you can level it up, but... Chum! Give me your eggs. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I've got it. What are you? A Mothman? Hey, a bird. Whee! Oh, cool. Even the shadows are in this style. In this like art style. Oh, it's nice. And it's like real-time shadows as well. Oh, it's pretty. Real pretty. I wonder if I can make it up there. No, I can probably make it over here though. Aha, if I jumped correctly. Never mind. I'll try a sprinting jump. Remember that B is sprint. Ooh, come on. No! Ah, damn it. Oh, I guess I'll just continue on foot. The stone thrums like the beat of a heart as I approach the altar. Exhilarated. I'm ready for Rohana to know me. I am ready to know myself. I feel her curiosity in this sacred place. I know I am in her sight. But she's a local deity? Ooh, some vibrant colours. Press and hold A to glide in mid-air. Yeah? Okay. That's not something I expected. It doesn't cost stamina either. Is the important thing. Oh, cool. There's a chest down there. Treasure, treasure, treasure. Nice. Getting more of whatever this currency is. And ladders don't need stamina. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. I guess I'm the Mothman now. Moth. There's my bike. It's down there somewhere. There it is. Kind of like this junker. Very cute. And, you know, like first car. Kind of cute. My first car was this old Mazda. Was it yeah, it was a Mazda. Roll down windows, cassette player, and all that. Clunky as shit, but you know, it served me well. They took care of it. Wait, was I coming to you? Ooh. Just. Yeah, I was. Ah. When I return to Hillel, it's clear they know what I've just experienced. They're excited on my behalf in a way that makes me feel them. Makes me miss them before I've even left. Isn't it incredible? How does it feel? Exciting, true freedom. I tell Hillel that hovering is exciting, and ramble for a moment about all the things I'll be able to do when I'm out there in the world. Most of them involve me falling on my head and not getting hurt, but I'm sure I'll come up with more in practice. Right? You can do anything you want. Hillel's mood doesn't darken, but the sigh they let out holds a bit of sorrow. You're very lucky, you know. I miss it so much, that feeling, it's floating on the breeze. But I suppose it's best that it fades with age, or else I might never have come back from my gliding. It's just, I'd just be out there and heaving myself into the chasms. I'll heave myself into chasms for you. I tell Hillel I'll throw myself into 1,000 chasms on their behalf, and they giggle. That's what I like to hear. I know people manage to keep it up, but I don't know that I've got the time to practice as much as they do. It takes a really serious focus. Hillel laughs, even if there's a bit of regret in it. I certainly haven't got that. Still, I suppose the gliding wouldn't mean much if it were all gains and no loss. I think about that. Besides that, there's already too much loss in my mind to consider it much further. I am saying goodbye to my clan, my family, my home, my childhood. To lose the perpetual is a sacrifice for another time. You're going to love it out there, Sable, even when you don't. My advice, try to have fun. There's a lot to be said about the ritual and independence and all of that out there, but the world's an easier place if you put joy first. I thank Hillel for their advice and for their help, and tell them I'll miss them. It'll be over before you know it. A warning and a reassurance, all in one. I say goodbye to Hillel. Before I go, Hillel gestures towards the tower. It seems Caesar wishes to see me before I leave the clan. I can float. Awesome. Huh. You fly over and get a kid. I'm really curious what type of civilization was here before. All these like monuments around. Ciso is an outclanner to the next Abexi. Is an outclanner to the Abexi, but I've known her for nearly as long as I can recall, and think of her more as a kind of distant relation than any sort of outsider. Machinist. Yeah, machinists, I'm told, are given their posts, and by their training and their code, must go to wherever they are needed. But Ciso has been among us so long that it's easy to forget it's an assignment first and foremost. As far as any of us are concerned, she is one of us. I think there is a perception among other clans that the Abexi are quite insular, or that our designation of Abexi versus outclanners suggests some nervous otherings of those who are unlike us. But in practice, such things are more the result of our nomadic nature. We seek to know who will travel with us, and who we must leave behind, but all are welcome to join. And I'm always pleased Cizo did. Sable, how do you do, clan child? I can only think of one thing. Better now that I'm getting a bike, excited for my bike. A bit worried, am I really getting my bike? Excited for my bike. Cizo has a throaty quality to her voice, and it rumbles through her mask when she laughs. She's quite a serious person most days, and I am always torn between pride and alarm when I manage to make her chuckle. Yes, Jetty told me how excited you were. Cizo sniffs. She also told me Driss would be coming along to get your bike together, but I think he may have... I knew it. What? I didn't mean to say that out loud, so I tell her I was just clearing my throat. Don't begrudge Driss for his forgetfulness. Were I tasked with so many odds and ends, I might just be as scattered. And besides, this will be good for you. I want you to scavenge the hoverbike parts yourself. That sounds like an adventure. I tell Cizo I like the sound of that, a little adventure before my big one. More meaningful than you know. To bond with one's bike before it has taken form is more privilege than labour. Yeah, take this. Cizo hands me something. This is a navigator. You can use it to mark waypoints on your compass. It should be useful in finding the odd parts. Ask Cizo where I might start looking. Our bikes are reborn in the ruined ships and fragments spread apart. A good start would be the ship down there near the camp. Find another up on that great rock near the other end of the canyon. And another behind the old dam on the hill. Okay, so that is a dam. Use your navigator to mark that down if you need. You need to gather a control panel, a power supply, and a calibrator. I'll be back before you know it. Tell Cizo I'll see you soon and head off in search of the components. Together we'll create something new out of the old. Okay. Press RB to mark interesting landmarks. Fuck, I missed that. So. Okay, so we can place a marker there. An old ship down the other end of the canyon. And then one over there. If I do that. Oh! Oh, that is cool. Alright. Excuse me as I float away. There is nothing of use to be found in this ship, but I notice a blinking light flashing on the dashboard of the cockpit. Push the button. The voice crackles from the machinery in front of me. It sounds like a recording. It's barely audible. Stop messing about with those buttons, you absolute idiot. Sorry, Raymond. Concentrate. I don't think I have to remind you how much work it was to get this far. We're almost there. Alright, let's see what that old machinist told us holds up. If not, there'll be hell to pay. I hear the sounds of mechanical adjustments made. 3 clicks. Buttons being pressed, perhaps? Okay, when I push this orange thing, pull that lever hard. Yes, Raymond. Sound click and a loud grunt before a snapping sound. Oh, on Rohana's mask. Not that hard, you've torn it out. Suddenly the speakers are filled with static and a low rumble that gradually increases in pitch. And then the sounds of someone cheering. It worked! We're flying. More cheering. Is that the sound of someone dancing? Okay, okay, let's focus. This thing is moving fast, we need to slow it down a bit. How do we do that, Ramen? Let me check the machinist notes. Long pause, the rumbling static sound that started playing when the ship took off is still increasing in pitch. Ramen? That lever, Toma, the one you just ripped out. We're going too fast, we're going to crash, we need to try to... The recording cuts off there. Nice. Cool, great. Hello, child. Soma, are you looking for a calibrator? I am immediately on guard. Soma has always been a mischief maker, and taken tremendous pleasure in tormenting me. In theory, I am older, more experienced, and should be more than able to withstand it. In practice, you won't find it here. I've hidden it. You'll never find it. Never, never. She never fails to get me. You're a horrible child. Soma laughs off my irritation, but I'm not going to give her the satisfaction. I cross my arms and try to effect a change. I'll give you the calibrator. I put out my hand, proud of myself for standing tall before Soma. If you give me some beetles. That's a fair trade, isn't it? Something you want for something I want. I try to decide if it's more mature to push her over and steal the calibrator, or to acquiesce. But then I simply stifle a sigh and shake her little hand. Perhaps some of the adults in camp might know where I can find some. Damn, they're really making me work for this Nyyyyyooooooooooooooommm bike. Looks like a workshop. Where are the beetles? There's a little thing underneath as well. Ibex red dye. Dye bottle for the colours of the Ibex red bike. You there, adult. I could ask about catching beetles for that awful little Soma. You know where I can find some beetles? There's a nest of beetles just east of here. I just walk up to one and catch it though. Some seeds growing on the rocks around the nest. Drop a seed on the floor and the beetle will start eating it. Then you can sneak up and grab it. Just ask me a series of increasingly strange questions before I can make an excuse to leave. Okay, east is this way. Where's my bike? You shit little child, get back here, I'll float your ass into the sky. I am right. It is the right direction. It's something about grass. Let's grab whatever you, yeah, grab you, my little chum. You can hear like little chirping. It sounds like beetles. Let's pull that tunnel over there. Ooh, pop. Okay, there's some beetles. Ooh, coming for you. Nice. Got beetles. Alright, so instead of going back and then acquiescing to this child, I'm going to head off this side and up into that dam. See if we can find a part up there as well while I'm at it. I don't think that thing's going to explode if I try and ride it up any more hills. Oh, the machinery still works. Also, the fact that this is a dam does mean there was water here once. Once again, more wooden boats. Really makes me curious what happened here. What are you? Ah, some type of power cell. Okay, I'll put it down properly. Atomic control panel. What else is in this ship? Oh, nothing else. Okay. Could head back out, but also curious. You know, one of the first games I ever played was Spyro the Dragon. I loved gliding like this. First game I ever owned was Spyro 2. One of my favourites. I just streamed Reignited Trilogy at some point. Chum! There's something over there. Small little shrine of sorts. And take your offering. Thank you. It looks like there's a small path under these rocks. Right. Go pay our extortion beetles to the child. Alright, where are you, you bastard child? Yo. I feel embarrassingly vindicated as I hand Sima the beetles, but rather than gloat, she hands me the calibrator and begins to cry. What have I done? You're leaving, and you'll never come back. Peter cried out. She blows her nose and then wipes her hand on her tunic. You're never coming back after the last gliding, aren't you sad? You were her. Oh, Yara never came back after the last gliding, aren't you sad? You were her friend. People leave. That's their choice. Tell Sima that Yara is allowed to do whatever she likes, and that if it's her choice to go, then we must respect it. Wonder if she can tell I'm putting on a little extra weight on my voice, which I hope sounds like the wisdom of age. You wouldn't leave forever, right? Not forever. I start to speak, but Sima cuts me off with a wail. Please don't go. I tell Sima not to worry, that I'll be back sooner than she knows. I'm sure she pouts behind the mask. And I add that if I am not back sooner than she knows, then she'll be ready for her gliding by then, and she can come bother me herself. Promise? I say yes. Good. And I suppose I can come see you off. I thank her and say goodbye for now. Alright. So we're off to the far end of the canyon now. Two statues of people. Yeah, it is. But that river in Lord of the Rings. Very cool. Just a slight audio change as you go through the tunnel. Very cool. And I desperately hope we can get stamina upgrades in this game. See, part of the ship's up there. That's the moon. Hello, moon. Atomic power supply. Nice. Wonder if I can get on top of this. Maybe we can climb on part of the ship. I really don't think so. It's just like something hidden around the side that we can clamber onto. No, it doesn't look like it. Where's the chest here though? Ooh, ooh, yes, that's the stuff. Oh yeah, just clip inside the ground. Cuts, a cache of 100 cuts, made from metal harvested from crashed ship. Ships, they have holes punched through the middle where rope can be slid through for easy and convenient transportation. Like Asian money. Ones with the little coins with the holes in them. I severely hope that our bike is so much faster than this. Nyom. Looks like they're whistling at me from over there. Yoho! I return to Cizo with the parts, and it's as she waves me over that I feel a pang of sadness in my chest. When will I see her again once I'm gone? Well done, Sable. Yes, this is everything we need. Are you ready to assemble a bike of your own? I'm ready. Cizo relaxes in the workshop. It isn't that she's particularly rigid or anxious ordinarily, but there's a certain, garden beauty that one only truly appreciates when Cizo is in her element. I wonder if it's this way for all machinists. What you must understand, Sable, is that the components you acquired, they fit together, not by chance, not by effort, but by nature. They belong to her. They have always belonged to her. All we are doing is assembling her from what she has already been. I nod and feel a soft buzzing in my ears. Among my clan, we believe that machines have names, held for ages like deep secrets, unheard by those unequipped to listen. We will find this one's name together. Assemble the machine. To Cizo. Listen. Cizo tilts her head a moment, leaning closer to Simoon. All at once I know the holobike's name, Simoon. I say it in a whisper to let Cizo know. Simoon, Simoon. Well done, Sable. What does it mean? What does it mean? You should ask her yourself. Cizo looks entirely serious. The bike, to my enduring surprise, says nothing even when I lean close. I tell Simoon that I am eager to know her better, and Cizo looks quite proudly at the both of us. You are ready then. We are gliding. May all the gods turn their faces from you, Sable. An odd blessing, perhaps, but Cizo was prone to such things, and I can read in her tone that it was meant quite sweetly. You must learn to listen to Simoon, to care for her. Seek out my fellow machinists on your travels, Sable. They will teach you the art of machine whispering. Oh, and here, take this. It's a machinist badge. You'll meet plenty of my ilk on your gliding. Show them your worth and they'll give you more badges. Thank Ciso twice for good measure and give a bow. I am ready. Speak to JD about the final gliding ceremony. Hey, there's a farm person over here. What are you? Cute is what you are. Yo-ho. Umar is a man of few words, and he's nothing if not consistent. Shut up, do not talk to me, says the man, busy. Let's go speak to mother and child over here as well. Oh no, it's someone else. I approached a cartographer. Ah, greetings, child. I saw you looking longingly at my great balloon. Quite a piece of work, isn't she? She really is. I nodded enthusiastically. It's really an impressive vessel. However nervous I get imagining being up there all alone. I wonder if anyone's ever fallen off one. Best not to ask right now. Well, good to meet you, and oh, I should introduce myself. I am Jordan. Tell him I'm Sable. I suppose you've come all this way to see me. It's probably a map you're after, eh? Sable? I'd love a map. Tell the cartographer I'd love a map. Of course you would. There'll be 50 cuts. To my ears, it's a fair price for a map, but too expensive for a pre-gliding glider with empty pockets. I tell Jordan I'll be back. I need to ask Juddy for some money. Farewell, child. Greetings, child. Can't just give you the map for free. Come back when you have some cuts. Farewell, child. I have some cuts. The balloon was more fun than the person in it. Daddy, I need money. I don't really, but you know. Tell Juddy the cartographer wants 50 cuts for a map of the Ewer. I try to hedge the way I speak about this, as I'm not entirely sure whether that's too much, not enough, or precisely its value. He tells me not to worry. Here's some money for when you get going on your journey. Use it wisely, and then a little one wisely when the mood strikes. Good to know the value of money, but you never want to be ruled by it. I thank Jetty uselessly and head on out on my way. Damn it, I had my own money. I found it, scratched it off the ground. You don't understand. Buggered up that jump. Now fucking buggered out that jump too. Alright, back up we go. Tell me the map. Greetings, child. I'll buy the map. If it's trade then. Nice. Ooh, I can sell the beetles. I thank Jordan for the Ewer map and all its vast possibilities. Thinking about this makes me feel more real. Good luck on your gliding, Sable. I still remember mine. I asked how it was. Short. I knew since I was a boy that cartography was for me, but I spent a little extra time out there, just to enjoy the world. Speaking of, keep an eye on the skies, eh? Plenty of my colleagues out there, and they'll have more maps to sell you, from Hakoa to the Sodic Waste. Thank Jordan for the tip and say goodbye. Farewell, child. Fast travel. Nice. Oh, cool, and I can remove markers from this as well. That must be... Ooh. It's a bit funky with the zooming. Right, these must be the chums I've located. Now I'll speak to Jadi about the actual ceremony. I return to Jadi with a new lightness, and it makes the weight of my departure feel heavier still. What a strange day. Sable, is that a badge you've got there? Caesar gave it to me. Tell Jadi that Caesar gave me the badge. He must have earned it. Well done. Give a bow of thanks. Well, Sable, if you keep this up, you'll be headed for the mask caster in no time. Try not to think about going to a mask caster, but it seems impossibly far away. Imagine choosing what I want to be. Imagine choosing what I want to be forever. I know what you're thinking, but don't worry about it. You'll get plenty of badges when you're out there. And once you've got, you can trade it in for that. You can trade it in for that mask. But don't feel like your first mask is your final choice. The gliding is about freedom and exploration. I suggest you claim any masks as you wish. Only at your final ceremony will you be asked to choose one. How will I choose? You have to feel it out, but when you know, you'll know. Now. The tone of her knell puts butterflies back in my stomach. With all of this done, there is only one thing left. It's time then, isn't it? Time to walk through the face door at Temple of Rahana. There, you will assemble your gliding mask, and go. There are things I wish to convey to Jadi there, depths of love and gratitude and fear and worry and hope. And though I find myself unable to speak any of the words, I know she understands. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. I'm just gonna let that sit for a moment. Hopefully that error goes away. I need to get some water anyway, because my throat is slowly dying. Okay, looks like the stream is back. Before you leave, child, I made you these. They are dyed with traditional Ibexi maroon, I hope provide you great comfort out in the desert. When you leave today, you'll no longer be Sable, clan child of Ibexi. You'll simply be Sable, and the rest will come. But no matter what you are, no matter where your journey takes you, I will always know you, I will always love you, and I will see you again. I don't know where my journey will end, but I know it must begin. I am ready. Wait, got new clothes, right? Oh, cute. Now we've got a cape. Camera can be a little awkward. I don't think it's too bad. Not yet, at least. You're really going to take me all the way down to the ground. Cheap. Nice, okay. I'm able to get it off just a little bit. Ooh. Sorry, didn't mean to stand on you. Can I put the mask on yet? Nice. Oh yeah, that looks great. That's cool. I like it. Hell yeah. Postbox. Logging in. Hello, Sable. Jenny's voice echoes strangely through the machine, yet it still warms me. Well, Sable, this is it. By the time you hear this, you will have gone. The gliding is a journey that must begin alone. There is a certain nuance lost in transmission, and for that I am grateful. It would be far too much to hear the cracks in her voice, and not run weepily into her arms to stay forever. But I am ready, and so I close my eyes and listen. But though you go by yourself, you are not without friends. You are not without family. You are not without love. These things will always carry with you as you do your mask. And I know I'm not supposed to do this, but if I were you, I might go and see Utari. You're a machinist at Burnt Oak Station and among Caesar's closest friends. Utari is a good contact to have on one's gliding, and a fine way to get another machinist badge if you're so inclined. Only a suggestion though. As for us, I'll send another message once we've returned to the Ewer, but keep an eye on the post boxes and try not to forget us. She takes a long breath, and I forget that things as easy as breathing could ever exist. The world is waiting, Sable. Good luck. Oh, cool. Comes to me. It's a bit smoother at least. I wonder what type of jobs there are out there in the world. We've got machinist, cartographer. Okay, so out that way then. I can see a balloon over there in the distance. Off Dunboyne, the Ewer, Wind Tower, Burnt Oak Station. Hello, chum. I want the map. I like maps. I'll go visit this. balloon man. Oh, there's something really big over there. It's a fair journey away though. Thank you, Simon. That was close. Ooh. Well, the lack of stamina is really cutting it to way too close for me. Hello, I have money, and I want a map. I greet the cartographer shyly, a little cowed by how alone we are up here and how intimate that sometimes feels despite it being so much a part of my gliding. She responds with what sounds like a warm smile. Hello there, glider. Thanks for taking the time to climb all the way up here. Surveying gets a little lonely sometimes, you know. I tell her I do, given how lonely I can get on the sands sometimes. I hope Simoon doesn't hear. So then, what is it you need? Can I buy a map? Of course. Ooh, we can buy a badge off them too. I want a map, and I want a badge. Thanks, glider. Goodbye. Can I help you, glider? What's worth to look at nearby? She chuckles to herself. Of course, you don't think I'm standing up here for nothing, do you? Have you been to the Great Wind Tower yet? Get up there and you can see for ages. And Burnt Oak Station is close by as well. You never guess why it's called that. I think about it, but she goes on before I can shout my prediction. And if you're a fan of insects, there is a gigantic Hercules beetle's nest nearby. You know, rumour has it they can lift 100 times their own body weight. Thanks. No problem, glider. Come back whenever you like. Pretty curious in this giant beetle. And the wind tower. The wind tower is so big, where is it? Curious. Oh, there's a ship. Yeah, it's a big old ship over there. Oh well, we'll head over to Burnt Oak. It is Burnt Oak, isn't it? Yeah. This looks like a workshop. It is a challenge not to view scrappers through quite a romantic lens. As I looked towards my gliding as a child, I pictured myself as a dust-covered traveller exploring strange forbidden places and finding strange forgotten things. A treasure hunter of old and arcane objects. And though I'm certain the grind of shifting through sand and dirt for useful tools and things left over can wear anyone down, I cannot help but weave some thread of fantasy into the reality of the work. Greetings, glider. Name's Alton. I give a bow and introduce myself as Sable. You find much scrap metal out there, Sable? Been known to happen. Good, good. Alton leans back and looks up at the ceiling thoughtfully. Got a task for you then, if you're up for it. The hesitation in my voice is a product of a gentle intimidation, but I stand up straight and casual enough to seem like I'm up for anything. Alton seems to believe it enough. I need scrap, Sable. Lots of it. And you out there already doing basically nothing. Alton chuckles to himself. Didn't say it like that. Gliding's odd, eh? You have nothing to do, so you have everything to do. Wonder if anyone's ever spent their gliding just lying around. I would die. I tell Alton that I'll probably wither away if my gliding were anything so dull, and that my sun-bleached skeleton would be found on a rock passed away from boredom. He snorts a laugh, and I laugh too. And so he doesn't know about the shrieking half-second I spend in terrified contemplation of my mortality. Better not to mention it. He clears his throat. Same. Anyhow, the task. Let's see if you can understand this one, yeah? It's a bit complex. I tell him I'm ready. Go out, find scrap, bring it to me. What sort? I asked Alton what sort of scrap he would like. All of it. Big scrap, little scrap, medium scrap. If it's made of metal and it's too busted up for anything else, I want it. Think you can handle that? I tell him I'm happy for any reason to explore, and that I'll return with everything I find. Say goodbye to Alton. Where'd you guys see moon? The moon. Oh, there's even like a little park. Nice. Hello. Can't speak to you. This man is riding a giant beetle. Oh yeah. Oh, I love him. Look at him, he's so cute. Glider, welcome. Come view my wares. I'd like to trade with you. Smashing. Have a gander at my goods. Beetle bike booster. Smoke pours out of the mini exhaust at the back of this booster. Best to avoid using it indoors. Oh, okay. With the cosmetics and stuff. Till next time, friend. See you soon. The guard before me stands tall, her posture shaped by duty, uniform weathered by years. Hello there, young glider. Nearly startled by the force of her greeting, but her voice is comforting, somehow, warm and welcoming. I greet her with the accidental enthusiasm of a traveller finding a friend. She smiles behind the mask, I think. Always nice to meet a fellow adventurer, especially now. How are you faring so far? The world is big, and I feel very small. You say that like it's a bad thing. Isn't it a wonder, the size of it all? You can spend your whole life wandering, and still find more to see. I think about the bored up fabric and smoothed out rock that will make my next pillow, and many to come. My neck aches faintly at the thought of how many nights I'll spend this way. It's possible I'm romanticizing it a little. You see, I'm getting ready to leave on my second gliding. She reads the confusion in my silence. Did no one tell me of the second gliding? I suppose it isn't a real second gliding. but it's how I'm thinking about it. A chance to see the world again, and how it's changed. I'm an Eckring guard, you see, or I was an Eckring guard. As of 3 days ago, I'm officially retired. You should have seen the way the others looked at me. There's a laugh in her voice. All of them were so baffled to see me go, telling me how much I'd missed the big city. A few of them even felt sorry for me. Like, what would you do now that my life's purpose is complete? Can you imagine? I try to, but I can barely muster the view of my purpose's start, let alone its end. I shake my head. I said, thank you for all the strange condolences, but tomorrow marks the first time in decades that I'll wake up in the morning and have absolutely no idea what lies ahead. I've never been more excited. Don't get me wrong, I love my work. I even love the noise and trouble of Eckria. But I've spent enough of my life standing around looking hard. Time to explore. Her glare is infectious. I ask her where she would like to go. I'm heading to the Badlands, I think. I want to see the Bridge of the Betrayed. If you haven't already, you should definitely go and see it yourself. You'll want it. The northern Badlands, southwest of here. I nod, trying to keep the directions in mind, and Elizabeth gives me a little tap. Maybe I'll see you up there. View from the bridge. Did say to keep an eye out on post boxes. Logging in. Hello, Sable. 0 unread messages. Maskcaster sits unmoving, silent. Can't tell if the Maskcaster is human or something else. I've heard about Maskcasters and stories about glidings before. Gliders should collect 3 badges of a set and bring them to the caster, from whom the mask shall be cast. Should look for some more badges. Leave. Yoho. Or Met Glider. Bad goats in my clan. Ah, so you're familiar with their temperament. I suppose you're a Pixie? Say hello to Umar and Jari for me. Well met. What's in the glass vial? Oh, I made this. It's a colour palette for a hoverbike inspired by my work as a herder. Here, take some. I insist. I'd be very proud to see you riding a bike with my colours, Sable. Well met, Glider. What's the statue? You may recognise her, Oana. She was a great herder of many creatures. They say she came from the whale and herded the ancestors of the creatures we herd today. We teach that keeping your herd near her statues will keep them together, well fed and healthy. Danke. Narrow stalk fig, my favourite fruit. Go find Elizabeth, Bridge of Trail itself. You ever found that engineer, right? That was the scrapper, Maskcaster. Right, I was after the machinist, right? Yeah. Oh, maybe she's just not here. See if I can find a way in. Atomic disposal. There we go. That's what I want. Dunboyne. Designed in London. Eh? Okay. At least this means I can kind of figure out what's happening in this world. Door. Okay. I don't think there's any combat in this game, so not too worried about anything like that. Oh, this is scrap metal. I see. Okay, since that's what scrap metal looks like, keep an eye out for it. Like this. And that. I did see a chum just in the corner over there. Ooh. Little framing. Oh, I got an achievement for it, so I guess that's the dungeon or thereabouts. Encounter a strange luminous figure. It greets me before I even have the chance to be frightened. New user found. Hello, please enter your new username. find myself whispering my own name. It suddenly feels odd in my mouth, like it's the first time I've said it out loud. Welcome, Sable. I've set up a new account for you. I asked the mysterious figure about themselves. I am the ship's simulated anthropomorphic registry and informational nexus, but you can call me Saren. I asked Saren what they're doing. Not entirely sure, Sable. Most of my data modules appear to have been corrupted. I'm attempting to assess ship records. Saren goes still for a moment. Transferring ship's log to your inbox. You have one. You have unread messages, Sable. Here are your unread messages. Panel blinks, live stream markings and symbols I assume to be ancient text spill across the screen as background colors flash wildly. And then, a strange buzzing, like old fabrics pulling apart. There are voices. Within long-range sensors, Captain, we're picking up some anomalous readings from the upper atmosphere. Could be plasma storm, but the radiation signature doesn't quite match. Maintain approach at current speed. What's our time to destination? 46 Earth hours, give or take. Good. Let's keep an eye on those energy signatures and get Saren in on it too for pattern recognition. Captain, we need to purge our reactor soon. If we don't, I know, I'm aware of the risks, Alice, but I'm not purging in the middle of space. We follow the protocol and the recording fails and static continues. A few button pushes bring silence in a screen that looks navigatable in some way, but I can't decipher anything. No unread messages. Oh, there's stuff up there. Can I climb these walls? No, I can't. Interesting. This is just decorative. It is. Okay, if I move the seesaw in such a way that it's halfway up over this side, I should be able to jump up there. Nice. Give me treasure, please. What are you? Cuts. Oh, nice. 100 cuts. Scrap metal. A bunch of scrap. Is there an inventory somewhere? Yes. Hey, Simone. I don't know what this big thing is. And they're just like floating. takes so much stamina just to like get off the ground. But I don't think I can do it. I'm gonna drive through this ring. Will it light up? Yes, nice. Right, okay, you can mark quests. Here we go. Now that it's marked, I should be able to actually find her at the camp. It's like a pretty red line. See, I got some scrap for the dude, so I'll trade that in at least. Bought your scrap. Alton barely looks up at me. Hope the scrap's better than what you brought last time, which was good too, but you know, always strive for better. Fetch everything I can from handing it over piece by piece. I say goodbye to Alton. No, off that. Off, jump off. Go away. Wait, is it? Oh? No. Or a bucket. Oh, okay. Here we go. Now you're talking to me. You're late. For what? For our meeting one another. You ought to have come here sooner. I asked the machinists how they know me. I do not know you. Not yet. Perplexed, I wait for them to explain themselves, but they seem to wait for the same. Briefly, I feel a hint of shame as I remember times I have been late among the Avexi, and things I have slipped up in doing. But I dismiss my doubts, as I recall that I have no idea who the strange machinist is. I asked them. My name is Utari. Of immediate relevance to you is that I am a friend of Caesar. I asked then if Caesar alerted them to my impending arrival. Perhaps she looks out for me and sets waypoints and oases along my gliding, a comforting thought. What? No. It was your hoverbike. I heard it for the first time months ago and felt the shape of its voice, of her voice, sorry. I tell Atari that it was not Simon they heard, for Caesar only built her a few days hence, and they waved their hands at me in a hurried dismissal. Did Caesar teach you so little? The voices of our machines are eternal, more ancient than even then their forms. I hear them, I always have, and yours I thought would revisit me sooner, but here we are. Now let us speak of why you have come. Our needs converge atop the wind tower. Tell me more. Something has stopped the tower working. I was hours away from going to see it for myself, but you and Simone came after all. Go there, mend what is broken, or soothe what is hurt, and I'll give you what you seek. I ask Utari if they know what I seek. I admit that I might not. Direction. I'll be waiting for you. Travel swiftly and safely. I say goodbye to Utari. Customize bike. Okay. We can put the speed up. Ooh. And also edit the colors. Interesting. Okay, let's do the wind tower. Which direction is it? That way. But I might actually call it here for tonight. Save. And exit. My throat is slowly dying and has some other stuff to catch up on. So, I'm not sure if I'll stream much over the weekend. Not sure if I'll stream much of this. Might be something I keep on the back burner just to, oh wait, this is really loud. Just to keep streaming on occasion, because it's quite comfy. Just my voice is gone. So, until next time, bye bye.